Welcome to OverTime, the podcast. It's podcasts about watches, horology, and everything between. I'm Praka,
I'm Justin.
and and this is our inaugural podcast. This is our pilot run, and we're going to give it a go. But before we get into the episode, it's customary to check what's on our wrist. So, Justin, it's on your wrist, man.
Yep, I'll kick it off. So today I'm wearing pretty special watch myself. So it's a little 36 mil Omega Seamaster. Um, you can't really see it. It's
Nice.
gonna be audio only, but
Yeah, I've
yeah,
seen this before. Wait,
blue dial. Yeah, it was given to him by my grandfather when he was not well
yeah,
a few years ago. He's still good. He's fine. He was just a bit nervous, but yeah, a bit
sure.
of a special one. It was given to
Yeah,
me as a present, but it was his
yeah,
25th wedding anniversary gift from my grandmother
yeah.
and a birth year watch myself being 1995. So special
That's
one. It's on a
special.
brand new Strapify Milanese mesh as well.
Beautiful,
Pretty
beautiful.
pretty smitten by this one at the moment, to be honest with you.
For sure,
But
for sure. I think
what
that
about yourself?
that strap just elevates it, doesn't it, to another level of classiness, and just having that story and that attachment to that watch is super special, man. That's awesome.
Yeah,
So
well, he had it on a bracelet, but it was so worn. It was like his everyday wear for a long time. It was
fair enough.
so worn out and so busted.
Yeah,
I've had it on NATOs and rubbers and
yeah.
leather straps for the past year and a half, and yeah, finally found a bracelet that I thought would go. So
I like it. I like it.
yeah, what about
Nice one.
yourself?
Nice one.
What are you wearing today? Night.
I'm rocking the Seiko SRPE 93, also known as the Seiko Turtle Black, just the original. I think the original a couple of years ago was called the SRP 777, and then they
Yep.
changed the code to SRP 93 due to a single change or whatever. Don't ask me. And Seiko codes, they're all over the shop. But hey, look, what's not to like about this? Seiko Turtle is possibly one of the most comfortable cases in all of horology. Like it is so comfortable, the cushion case, the turtle case. Um, um,
It's a
you know,
way for smaller wrists to wear bigger watches.
exactly, which is
Like
me.
it wears so well.
That's me to a T. I small wrist guy. I want to wear big watches sometimes, and this is it. This is how I do it. And it's just a everyday wearer, beater, you name it, bring it to the beach, do whatever you want with it, and it's going to keep ticking, and it's going to be and it looks good while doing it. So yeah,
And
that's
straps, like it's works with a lot of different strap combinations,
strap monster.
especially
But
black dial.
that's it. But I do have it on the original silicone Seiko with the metal keepers, and
Yep.
it's quite nice. I must say it's quite nice. I do change it to a NATO sometimes, and sometimes to an OEM bracelet as well. But this works really well. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
beautiful.
yeah, well, we've got wrist checks out of the way. So I guess we should sort of dive in to our topic of the day. And we thought because this is the pilot, we wanted to sort of introduce ourselves and why are we doing this, and how we got to where we got to, and then sort of just build upon that. So Justin, take it away, man.
Yeah, so I guess the reason I was interested in doing something like this, it was definitely on the cards for some time. I just didn't know how to put it together or where I wanted to angle and whatnot. We had numerous chats about it in the
Of
lead up
course.
to
Yeah.
the creation of this. But I guess it came from being at a weird time in my collecting, where
Yeah.
I went from having a collection of around 60 to 70 watches, just Seiko divers, Seiko fives, all this other stuff, and then kind of culling right back and starting to look more towards the other end of the spectrum, not the far end of the luxury or super expensive, but
Mm,
kind of looking to make a big purchase, and I just really couldn't figure out where I wanted to spend my money. And coming from somebody who had a field background, who had to work quite labor intensive jobs, like
yeah.
if you want to spend your money in the right spot, um,
Exactly. Yeah.
kind of where I landed. I ended up going
Mm,
back to the space I knew in the affordable range
sure.
after making a kind of special purchase based around a promotion,
Yeah.
and really ending up in the microbrand space. I guess that's why
Mm,
I'm here, is because listening to other media and content out there is definitely, I wouldn't say it's skipped, but it's not touched on as much as my personal
for
I
sure.
guess my personal listening would want.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm here. I want to talk micros. I want to talk affordable, and where you kind of where I am at the moment. I think it's a good time to start
Yeah,
something where I am in the collecting.
for sure, for sure. And like many, I think like many publications out there, like you say, they do touch on micro brands and stuff here and there, a bit of affordable range, but I guess in to put in what we like into a podcast, which is that range, that sort of affordable range, or what watch enthusiasts call affordable, not your everyday man. Your everyday man, I don't think still wants to spend $1,000 on a watch, but hey,
Yeah.
in that sort of affordable range up until the 2.5K, whatever around there, Aussie dollars,
Yep.
there's a lot there. There's a lot there, and you're right. You're right. There's so much there that's there's almost more in that window than there is at the sort of super high end, because
Yep.
you've got multiple micro brands. You've got obviously your traditional brands as well, like your Seiko Citizens, you got all your Japanese brands, even plenty of Swiss players in there as well. And it's just a perfect spot to chat about. And like yourself, I'm exactly in the same position, in the sense that that's where my energy has gone into, that sort of space.
Yep.
And yeah, sure, sometimes you're still looking at watches that are more than that. You're still checking them out. Yeah, that looks cool, but you keep coming back to this space because it's a special space, and it has a lot of room to grow, I think. If
100%. The exact scenario I kind of look at it is like, I've spent months and months trying on, yeah, some pretty, I wouldn't, not extremely high end pieces, but some nice stuff, trying to figure out where I wanted to land on a good purchase, and nothing excited me kind of more than receiving, yeah, micros in the mail back in
Yeah,
December. So that's kind of like why that was like the penny drop moment, was that feeling of the experience from being in line at 11 o'clock at night here in WA, you're
yeah,
queuing up for something, and
yeah,
then the waiting game, seeing everyone
yeah,
else in the forums get their stuff, really just outweighed that. Going to not an authorized dealer,
yeah.
not an authorized dealer, sorry, but trying on stuff that you couldn't obtain, then going to try it on secondhand and not
Mm,
not,
mm,
not being as excited, or as kind of,
sure.
I don't know how to describe the feeling, but as warm, I guess,
Yeah,
as
no, no,
as the micro experience.
that's fair. That's fair. I mean, yeah, I'm guessing you're talking about Zelos there, um,
Yeah, yeah,
which is
yeah. I'm a
many
bit of a fanboy.
enthusiasts. Yeah. Oh, look, I'm yet to get into my first Zelos yet, but Zelos has got nothing but praise from many, many people, and I've seen your swordfish, and it's just incredible, incredible looking
Yeah,
watch. And the money, the value for money, the looks, the design, it's great. It's fantastic. So yeah, um, I feel your sense of I guess attachment to the microbrand space as well. And again, that's why we started this, right? We wanted to be on the same sort of wavelength. We may differ in how we sort of approach things, or how we like different things, and that's normal. But I think in the general sense, we have that same wavelength, which is great.
yeah, for sure. And I think, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of just I've always dabbled in and always kind of stuck around the forums and
Mm,
Facebook groups and stuff, and had my eyes on those micros. But I think now's the time where I'm going to be starting to look a
for
bit
sure.
deeper into actual purchases, as opposed to just kind of sitting back and watching, and
For sure.
yeah, not making that purchase because you can't see it in the flesh. So it's a
Yeah.
good time to start
Yeah,
not
for sure.
documenting, but kind of watching from afar at how it develops over time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It interests me to see how looking back, it's going to look in however long,
Yeah.
the taste and the collection changes. But
That's right.
yeah, but
That's right.
what about yourself? What's your reason why we're here?
Wow, my reason why we're here. Well, look, as I said, you mentioned your one of your sort of special pieces, and what brought you into the hobby, which was your granddad's watch that he gifted you. And for me, I didn't really have that, I guess. For me, it's more, I just decided one day I want to buy a watch, and that's how I sort of got into it. And before then, I was really just wearing a fashion watch. I think it was a Kenneth Cole, blacked out gunmetal with a little cubic zirconia on the top.
Yep.
Very, very not me now, and probably not even me then. But it looked cool, and I went, hey, it's a watch with a bracelet. I want a watch with a bracelet, and I like the sort of gunmetal look. So I got that. Hey, that served me
Yeah,
pretty well. I
sweet.
had it for a couple of years, and it was great. But you know, it was never got me into watches. But it was only around 2019 when I decided, hey, you know, um, I want a watch that's different. I want a different watch. So I started looking up, and you know, players like Teddy Baldassar and those kind of guys on YouTube was really my
Yep.
first launching point. I think at that point I was watching Ben's Watch Club or Just One More Watch
Yep.
around all around sort of that same, and that influenced me, of course, because at that point, I was a layman off the street, and there was no way I'm going to pay $500 for a watch. That's
Yep.
ridiculous.
It feels
Um,
phenomenal when you think back on it, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah, that $5 price point that you would never
that's
thought
it.
you would have touched for a
That's it. That
wristwatch.
that scope creep is
Yep.
incredible. I
And
I
quick.
paid it quick. I paid $60 for my first Timex, or $70 or somewhere around there. For
Yep.
all the listeners there, we're talking about Aussie dollars here. So just for some perspective, we're looking at 40 US dollars or whatever it was, and and it was like, oh my God, this is the best thing ever. And hey, to this day, unfortunately, I sold the Timex. I sold it on. I wasn't using it as much as my collection grew, but I still had that same joy when I first got that Timex, was playing around with that,
Yep.
to my 2K plus watch in my collection. Um, and that and that I think sort of solidified why I like this hobby, and
Yeah, for sure.
why I want to contribute more to this hobby, or get more out of it, vice versa. And that's probably, I would say, one of my reasons why I wanted to start a podcast. And again, I was telling you for a long time, I want to get into more. I want more out of this hobby. And yeah,
Yep.
that's it. And and I really have a lot of respect for people that can have watches that have, we're talking, into the six figures,
Yep.
closest six figures, almost, yeah, almost six-figure watches, but yet they can look at a $50 or $100 Seiko 5 and go, I can appreciate that for what it is. And for me, that's my definition of a true watch enthusiast. Um,
Yeah,
Correct
I
me if
think
I'm
you've
wrong.
summed up well, and I think that's the best part about the hobby. It's someone wearing extremely high end
Mm,
um pieces. You look at you're telling the same time as someone rocking a $60 Timex. We're in the same room,
pretty
having this,
sure,
same
pretty
beer,
sure
same food, and you're all telling the same time.
that's it. Pretty sure
But I
my
think,
Timex would probably have better time than some of those flying tourbillons and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyway,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
for another day. Yeah.
No, I think, yeah, just touching back to your story, but the thing I find cool is going back to the Kenneth Cole and the fashion watch thing. I think more that is how a lot more people start in the
Yeah,
hobby than would like to admit.
for sure.
Mine's the exact same. So basically, I rock the I don't know what the reference number is. Like, yeah, for the future, don't ask me about reference numbers. I couldn't tell you. I'm just going to describe whatever it is. But I
Sure,
had a
sure.
square G-Shock through
Yep.
high school.
It's a
Rocked
DW
it
5600 or something.
something along there, yeah.
There you go.
All
There you go.
black. I
Yep.
think it was a negative display.
Yeah.
But yeah, it got me through high school,
Yep.
and started my apprenticeship with that on
Yep.
as well. And then on my 18th birthday, I did the normal Australian thing. We went out clubbing, and
Yeah,
I
of
thought I need
course.
something good to wear. And I went
Yep.
to Instagram and looked at what the guys who I used to play footy with were wearing in their
Yeah.
Instagram photos the year above me, and it was all MVMT. So I bought the yeah giant. I think it's like
Yep.
44 millimeter gold
Of
black
course.
dial with no mark on it whatsoever, and I wore that for like 2 or 3 years. Um,
That's
Before I decided to upgrade, and
yeah.
it's funny you touched on it because the Seamaster I'm wearing now, like I know my granddad wore that day in and day out through
Mm,
my childhood, but I would never have worn this if he had given it to me back then. It would have gone in the
yes.
top drawer or just in a box
Yep.
and tucked away. I would never have actually appreciated it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah,
No,
wouldn't have
and
had an
then
eye at it.
and that's so, and like, the appreciation factor, that's just, I think like you say, like we all would like to think that we're, you know, above certain things
Yep.
or whatever. But like you say, there's always an entry point for everyone.
Yep.
And for some people, that entry point is the finish point. Actually, in fact, I would argue that 90% of people would buy a watch,
Oh, we're
and
not the
that's
normal ones.
where,
Yeah,
yeah,
we're we're
exactly. We're
we're
the
in
odd
the
ones out.
10% that aren't normal.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah,
if not less, right? And so I
yeah,
guess, yeah, I can't completely, yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with 44 millimeters. I just can't rock them.
yeah. And nothing wrong
Yeah,
with, being not normal either.
yeah,
That's why
exactly,
we're all here.
exactly. That's why we're all here, and that's why we've got something interesting to talk about, and yeah, go from there. Cool, cool. That's such a great what do you call it, introduction to watches, I think. And even your big guys, I'm talking like people like Teddy Baldassar. I'm pretty sure he even he I'm pretty sure he said his first watch was a Vincero or a Movement as
Yep,
well. So hey, power to you. Yeah, but the thing is, once if you're still rocking it, if you know the value for money out there, that's you're talking about MVMTs. What are they, like $200 or something? I don't know.
I think,
Just
yeah, I
on
paid like $100 for that.
Yeah, sure.
And as an apprentice, I was dropping big money back, and that was
Exactly,
that was
exactly.
a cost I was doing a bit of overtime to cover at the time.
Exactly. And that's you're looking at $100 here. $100 back then could have got you a Seiko 5 automatic, one of those field watches. And they will
100%. Yeah, when I look back at that now, I'm just like, yeah, the money,
Yeah,
it's changed a lot. Like, I'm 28, so 10 years ago is when I bought my first
yeah,
kind of watch ever. And yeah,
sure.
I kind of wish I'd knew the hobby better back then,
Yeah, me,
just to
yeah,
kind of see how much it changed over 10 years.
for sure. I kind of, it's the same similar vein. I kind of wish I had started a bit earlier and maybe gotten into it when I first started working. I guess like sort of like, any of the little money, where I would have spent it on stuff that I don't even know what I spent
Yeah,
it on now that I had, if I put it away or maybe, hey, maybe I would have gotten something different. But hey, I can't complain. The journey
yeah.
has done its way and it's got me to where I am now. So I'm happy with that.
I guess, yeah, one funny point as well is I've been in watches, yeah, since being about 22 now. That's when I kind of
Mm,
upgraded from the movement watch,
mm.
and I've never received a watch compliment in any of my collection apart from that movement from some random person at a night
That's
out.
so
Yeah,
funny.
I'm
That's
not looking for
hilarious.
compliments from random people, but it just
Yeah.
kind of goes to show like it doesn't matter. And
Yep.
I think you touched back on it, about the joy of the hobby. That's what it is. If you're happy wearing what you've purchased, whether it be that $150
Yep.
movement, like I was at the time, I was stoked with that
Stoke.
watch for
Yeah.
3 years straight.
Yep. Yep.
Um, that's all that matters.
That's all that
Nothing else to
matters.
me, plus
Yeah.
me at the time. So.
No, I agree. I agree. And it's so funny you say that, like, like normal people on the street, I'm gonna notice what you've got on your wrist, and to them, it's like, oh, is that a Rolex? Like, that's the only thing that's, it's all about pop culture, right? Whatever's out there in popular culture is what people will try and be like, oh, is that a, they know what is that a Rolex? Is it? Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, I'm like, Not really. It's not even
Yeah,
close, but whatever. Like, yeah. But anyway, whatever. Thanks for noticing. But that's probably, I think once I had that, but I think it was done in jest. But I have a funny story actually. So I think this was, yeah, sort of 2021 or 2020. I think it was like just about 6 months or maybe about 9 months after I sort of started, um, or about a full year almost. I had a guy come to our house to give us a quote on
oh
um,
yeah, yep,
solar panels, right? So my house, anyway, I've got a lot of trees and everything in the backyard. Anyway, so he comes in and looking and goes, oh, you know what? Actually, mate, I don't think solar's for you. Like your trees are like, giving you beautiful shade and, blah, blah, blah. And I don't think you would be running your air cons as much throughout the summer. And, I think you probably not worth putting solar in for your house. That's also where the position is. I was like, well, fair enough. Like a salesperson coming in and not trying to sell you something.
yeah,
That's interesting. I was like, okay,
yep,
fine. I appreciate the honesty. Thank you. So as he's walking out, here I am, you know, lockdowns and everything have started, and you're
yep.
pretty bored. I don't think I think the amount of watch videos I would have watched, it was just through the roof, right? Like almost every week, me and the wife and my best mates and my best mate, like we would always just catch up and watch videos. all the time. It was ridiculous how much watch videos we've gone through. Pretty much every single back catalog, Teddy Baldassar, whatever you name
Yep.
it. Right? He was and anyway, so this bloke comes in and he had an Orient Mako on
Yeah, sweet.
in the wild, right? In
Yep.
Australia. This almost never happens. So I turned to him and I go, nice Orient. He looked at me, he looked down at his watch, and then he looked at me, and then he turned up to me, he walked straight up to me, stuck his arm out, and he went, put it here, mate. And I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, I am so happy that you recognize my watch. He was stoked.
Yeah.
And then he spent the next hour in my house talking watches. We just
Uh,
had a good old yarn about watches, and he told me about all the watches that he's got, his stuff that he's bought for his son, and this and that, and told me a story about his first watch that he bought back in the day when he was a postie in the UK.
yeah,
Saved up
well,
for like a number of years, and then he bought this watch. And then he told me, "Hey, look, I only get my vintage stuff serviced at this one place." And I said, "Okay, well, I actually have a vintage watch that I just bought recently for my birthday, and I haven't serviced it, so I gave it a go." And through his word of mouth recommendation, I went there, and hey, this watch I've serviced since then is running perfectly. It's been
yeah, sweet.
for 3 years now, and it's all good. And yeah, anyway, I just thought it was an interesting story because we talked about how you've never get compliments or whatever it is, but then
Yeah.
I
Yep.
just happened to meet a guy who came to my house wearing an Orient watch, which is like,
Yeah.
how many Orients do you see in the wild? Not many,
Yeah,
right?
I've never seen one. And yeah, that story is like the most Australian story ever. It's so good. It
Yeah.
like sums Australia up so well.
But
Oh,
yeah,
it's so good.
it was good. It was good fun. But yeah, I enjoyed it. And yeah, I can't remember his name now, but yeah, after that we've been messaging each other and be like, hey, check out this watch. And then he would send me a watch as well. Hey, check out this
Yeah, yeah.
watch. And then he was like, oh, this is the watch I bought for my son for his 18th. I'm like, oh, good on you, mate. That looks good. Yeah, it's good. It's good. And that just shows you how the hobby brings people together, right? I mean, it doesn't have to be
Yeah.
you know, I, this guy came to my house to sell me stuff, and then here I am messaging him about watches like a year later. So
It's yeah, pretty funny because I've kind of got one other story.
yeah, good.
I was sitting at lunch at work one day and it was yeah, about a couple of years after I got into the collecting. I think I was wearing a Seiko 5 at the time. And bright orange beat up one that I bought from like cash converters.
Yeah.
Just because it was an absolute bargain for what it was. And
Mm,
someone sits down next to me, he's like in a suit, and yeah, he's looking quite well dressed and presented. And I'm kind of looking at his wrist. That's definitely a Rolex.
sure.
I can't really see it from afar. I wear contacts, so I'm kind of trying to make it out. So
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, do I get the courage?" And I went and said, "Hey, that's a nice watch." He kind of looked at me and just laughed. He goes, "This is a $200 fake from eBay, mate. I'll send you the link if you want it." And I was like, "Sick, cool, awesome."
That's hilarious. That is
Yeah,
hilarious. Oh, but hey, at least he wasn't trying to fob off his watches being real.
he was more proud that he had like a fake that had tricked someone than
Yeah,
than the fact it wasn't real.
it's hilarious.
Um,
And yeah, that's a whole topic in itself, isn't it? Super fakes.
yeah,
But
yep,
that's hilarious. Good on him. Good on him. I like it. I like it. I like it very much. Speaking of fakes, yeah, I think I had one from back in the day when I was a teenager and went to Thailand with her and got this like tag. And it had an automatic movement in it. It was a
yep,
tag that had an automatic movement in it, and to the untrained eye, it actually looked okay. And I say okay,
yep,
it wasn't great. It was okay. Anyway, I think I wore it once or twice for like a wedding, and then that was it. It sat in the drawer the whole time.
yep,
I found it about 2 years ago and decided I would open it up and play around with it. So I was, screw it, it's broken
yeah,
anyway. And then it was interesting because you open it up and it was an automatic movement in there. Didn't know what it was. It wasn't labeled or anything like that. But it
yep,
had the rotor, like a tag rotor, like
yeah,
it was actually crazy. I mean, which is I think I'll save that topic for another day.
yeah, for
We
sure,
we
yep.
need we need to go into that in detail because you know
It's a
you
rabbit
know
hole that one.
yeah you know how I feel about it now is yeah like a no complete no. But anyway, that's we'll leave that for another time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, yeah. So cool. Well, I mean, this week, leading up to our inaugural podcast, have you seen anything that's interested you? Like anything cool, anything different, anything new?
Yeah, so I guess one thing I'll touch on, like I said before, a bit of a lost fanboy. It was like my entry into the
Mm,
micro space.
yes.
Yeah, just from my personal journey was you know, the most value for money that I've seen. So I've had quite a few of them, and yeah, there was I sent you the screenshot of it a couple of
Mm,
days ago. The hammerhead, it's going to be in titanium hammerhead 3 with it was a mosaic mop dial, which I was just like, this is wild. Like that's something I yeah, don't actually see any other brand slash
yeah,
company actually doing. It was like
yeah,
this swirl of yeah mother of pearl pieces that have been cut up and
yeah.
placed into a pattern, and I was just not for me by any means. Like I probably wouldn't rock anything like that, but
Sure.
yeah the appreciation for the actual idea and the way it's put together and done. Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of blew my mind that that watch is going to be under 500 AUD.
Five
Yeah,
hundred
that was
AUD
some
or 500.
yeah, it'll be under 500 AUD. Yeah, or just on 500, I believe.
That is nuts. Yeah, I mean, if you said 500 USD, I'd been like, yeah, this is
Yeah,
insane. That gray meteorite. What is this, meteorite? Is it what is this? Jeez, this is something else. So the dial is a lume infused carbon.
that was the Serious Watches collab one. That was
Oh,
the
sorry,
yeah.
I'm looking at a different one, am I? Is
Yes,
that the
that one
same
there
one?
was that one there's wild too. That's another one I wouldn't wear personally, but you can kind of sit
Sure.
back and go, gee, something
Yeah.
else.
Oh, we're talking about
But yeah,
the yes, okay, just the standard one. Still, that is nice.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
yeah, just in terms of interesting, like yeah, to me, like that is the micro brand experience to a T. Like you're getting something completely different, not kind of touched yet by
mm,
anything else. Like that is their thing at the moment. That's what they're running with. They had
yeah,
the mosaic mother of pearl for the recent
nice.
uh, her I can't remember what it is Mako release. That was it.
Yeah,
So they kind of I found them through just looking for something different, colorful and
mm,
whatnot. And I've followed them for the last couple of years, and they haven't stopped
yeah,
innovating their dials.
yeah.
Like you kind of get to a point where like, how much can you do with a circle that's 3.5 centimeters across? And they just
Well,
don't stop.
that's as long as they're successful in their releases, and they always seem to be, and they run out almost within the day, if not a couple of some of the releases within like minutes. It's
Yeah.
it's it's crazy. It's a crazy thing to do, and really props to Zelos for capturing that market. And like we know big players can do nice dials. Like for me, from a traditional sense, your Seikos and Grand Seiko dials are just unbeatable.
Yep.
However, for something like this, which is just stands out and beautiful and different as well,
Yep.
Zelos is just up there. And yeah,
It's
nice.
and even just like how many iterations of a case can you do? Like they're doing something that doesn't look like anything. Like there's definitely nods and homages to certain
Sure,
things throughout their design, but they're so standalone. That's kind
sure,
of yeah
sure.
why I've been so interested in them for a long
Nice. I like it.
time
I
now.
like it. That's a great interest for the week, Zelos, and something tells me this won't be the first time we'll be first or the last time we're going to be talking about Zelos.
Yeah, the hunt for an aventurine doll for me is to continue. So like I think I've tried you know, six drops to
Oh
try and get
man,
something along the lines of there and
maybe
can't do it.
next.
And I'm not an
Oh, maybe next time I'll jump on at the same time and see if I can get you one.
I'm not an over retail person. I'm not paying over retail. So
Hey, that's, I mean, and that's probably one of the reasons why we want to stay in
yep,
this range, because usually, I say usually, you don't have to, pay grey market that's twice the price of retail, and ridiculous things like that the crown seems to
yep.
attract. Yeah,
But
yeah.
what about yourself? Interesting. Anything interesting this week?
I think this week, actually saw a Helios and a new Helios drop.
Yes,
Um,
sweet.
and it was, yeah, it's just incredible, incredible. Helios is one of those micro brands that I'm not sure if you're familiar with Helios, but they're basically, unfortunately, their nickname is the Rolex as a micro brand. Well, because it's so
Yeah,
hard
I've
to obtain
Yeah, I chat to a couple of
Helios.
people on Instagram who have a couple over in the States. And yeah, they're
Yes.
gorgeous. They are gorgeous.
Yeah, and this collaboration was actually with so they released a collaboration with Topper Jewelers. Topper Jewelers is like a
Yep.
jeweler in California, and it is just yeah, it is just incredible how um it sort of reminds me of my Astrum Banks a little bit
This is
in
the
a
white dial with the blue hand, isn't
white double hands, but
it? Yeah.
with but those black outlined on the indices
Yeah.
and the hands and the oversized crown and the lugs, the way that the universal case is perfect, right? The way the sort of angles down. I I had an
Yeah,
opportunity to
it's
buy a
gorgeous.
Helios. I'm just saying I had an opportunity to buy a Helios secondhand and I turned it down, and probably one of my biggest watch regrets in the
Yep.
microbrand space. Yeah, and it was actually at a really good price as well. Like it was below
Yeah, okay.
retail or around retail, and I couldn't believe I dropped it. But anyway, this is an incredible release,
Yeah, this
and
is stunning.
unfortunately, like most of these Helios, sold out almost instantly,
Yep.
approximately in 1 minute or something like that. So, but it is just beautiful, and the way Jason, the brand owner, the way I guess he takes his time, but he personally is in the whole process, right? The design,
Yep.
the build, the QC, the wrapping, everything, and the fact that he uses the local watchmakers where he is to get this going. It's yeah. I mean, I respect that for sure. But as a collector, or as a, it's a bit annoying. But as someone who can appreciate the watches and the enthusiasm behind it, I completely respect that.
Yeah, and you've summed up the micro experience there to what I think it is with tea. You spoke about they drop, they disappear, the hunt continues, and yeah, your brand owner is involved in, from QC to forum. Like, that to me is the micro experience.
Yeah.
Like I said before, with the adventure and stuff. Like, I'm hunting, I'm trying. I've been in a couple of queues. People in our red bar chat here in WA have got this, have picked up
Yes.
drops that I was in the line for. So no point getting angry about it, but
No. No.
it is what
But
it is. It's all part of the experience. But it's happened the other way. Like, I've picked up stuff that I've seen people, paying, phenomenal amounts
yeah,
over retail on the forum. So
for
it
sure.
goes both ways.
Does go
No,
both
that's
ways.
definitely beautiful. Like, that blue as well. That blue second hand across that white, just
Yep.
stunning,
Yep. Yep.
beautiful watch.
Beautiful.
While we're on
Yeah.
something interesting, quickly before
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
wrap up, I
Mm.
actually seen something horrible today when I was at the
Tell me.
park. So I was kicking the footy with my boy at the park, and
Sure.
yeah, I didn't see it myself, but I heard someone go, yeah, yell a profanity, and I heard a noise, and I
Okay.
was just like, "Oh Lord!" He was wearing a Seiko of some kind. I don't know what it was because he was off after that, but he
Sure.
must have had it sized and purchased recently because the pin out of the bracelet fell when he was catching a ball, and it just hit the deck below him, and just he looked
No.
gutted. He was straight to his car, photos, and
Oh
yeah, put the
no.
kids away. So I was like, there's not something interesting, something a little bit of a downer,
Yeah.
but I was like,
That
I've never
sucks.
had that happen, and
It's terrible. Yeah.
yeah,
I
I mean,
mean,
I went and checked my
check all your
bracelets when I got
screws again.
home.
Check all your
Yeah,
bracelets. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, I don't want that to happen.
No,
So,
that's terrible. That's awful. I've actually seen but go both ways. Pin and collar,
yep,
and actually I've seen more screw bracelets fail than pin and collar fail, like as in
yep,
photos on forums and stuff, which is interesting because people rag on pin and collar. I
yeah,
actually think if pin and collar is done correctly and the
yep,
collars are put back on properly, it should not come out at all.
yep.
Whereas your screws, after eventually it'll pop out unless you put some sort of Loctite or something like that, which
Or
you got to
you
be careful
go buy
which
a
one you
real nice NATO from somewhere.
or use a NATO. But yeah,
Nah,
I
I
do like
shouldn't
my
say that,
bracelets
but
sometimes.
I love a bracelet too. Recently into the NATOs, so I kind of
Yes,
appreciate that, and that
for
kind of
sure.
second security there
I
definitely come in handy for that
I agree.
situation. But
I agree. Awesome.
sweet,
Well, I think that's I think our inaugural episode done. We'll wrap it up there. So look, listen to us. Hope you guys had a great time listening to us. And yeah, we got stay tuned because we've got more episodes coming. Lots and lots of new topics, and we'll keep improving, expanding, and please, give us a follow on our Instagrams, Justin.
Yep, I'm at horology capture or horology underscore capture.
And
And yeah, reach out for a chat, reach out for some feedback. I'm like always up for a chat about the
for
hobby and anything interesting.
For sure. Same here. And reach out to me, Praka. I'm at kinda average watches. So kinda dot average dot watches at Instagram.com or whatever, at Instagram. You'll find it. Just search it. Yeah, and reach out, give us a shout. And yeah, we'll eventually have an Instagram and some more socials and stuff that's directly made for this podcast. But until then, reach out there to us. And yeah. Well, Justin, you have a fantastic night, and we'll do it again, all again soon.
Yeah, you too, mate. Cheers.
Have a good one. Cheers.